Welcome back to my channel. I am Audrylin Zerilda Nauses, or for people who don't speak my tongue, Nauses. It is not a coincidence that the Gnostic belief is linked to the word Gnosis. All my names are there to give mankind and all those who have ears to hear and listen guidance to who I am. Listen, I am going to upload the recording as it is. There are mistakes in the recording. I don't care about editing anymore. I have a lot to do, as I was telling Rihanna in this dream this AM. There is a lot, and editing videos or speeches and stuff, it just wastes my time. I'll just post everything as it is because I'm not a native English speaker, so I will make mistakes. So you take my message with language mistakes and all, but at least those who have understanding, they get the core of the message and will not listen to the mistakes, because I have come to beat these beings at their own English language. I also destroy their language sometimes in the mistakes and through the mistakes I make. That is a joke, but that's the truth. Today's topic is about worshipping Beyonce-Giselle Knowles is worshipping Audrylin Zerilda Nauses. It is a worship of me. Why? Because Beyonce is one of my past lifetime clones. She was cloned from my DNA. The same way they have started, or they have cloned the new one in this lifetime. So Beyonce served their Age of Pisces agenda. And the new clone, they have already cloned, as I've explained in the past, in my previous video. They intend to use her for the Age of Aquarius, but they will not prosper. Now, Beyonce was cloned from me, as I have mentioned. I came back to expose all the works of the nefarious ones, the imposter rulers, the planetary criminals, the murderers who kill the original, who kill the original, and then they present the clone to the public. Now, this video was supposed to be released long time ago, but I just didn't have time because these beings were trying to threaten me once I released this video different ways, like texting me funeral types of text messages from 76766 number. Let me just double check that number. 76778 number talks about, that's now the Howard funerals. If you are listening, Howard funerals, if you're here in Namibia and you are listening to this message, I'm telling you, whoever the witch or the recruit or the gatekeeper is that is working at your company, if you are not in with them or they are operating as individuals, you need to check your employees, because I did not come to play. Howard funerals here in Namibia, you must not play with me. I am the one who is in charge of life and death in this lifetime. So you cannot threaten me with death or with funerals, because you will not win. So whoever the witch or the recruit or the gatekeeper is that is at Howard funerals, or hollered funerals services here in Namibia. They must know they cannot play with me. I will go fuck you, all of you, up there in that funeral place and send you to death. Do you understand? That's the power I have over life and death. So that out of the way. Do not think that anybody on this earth can threaten me with death, because you will not win. I know death. And I have power over death. So don't ever try to threaten me with death. You cannot blackmail me. You cannot threaten me one way or another. As I have come here to expose everything, all the dealings of these nefarious ones here on this earth. So, like I said, they clone the original beings. We know the duplication, the replicas of the original beings is now trending. And now as they are also exposing themselves with the defective clones that they are cloning or replicating, as the message is also awakening to that, I need to close that chapter, this chapter of Beyonce, my previous clone and my image. So as I was saying, when you were worshipping Beyonce, you were in actual fact worshipping me, Asherah, and you have some of the videos where she was playing the role of Asherah or Asherah, the goddess of the earth, the Canaanite goddess or the purple goddess. Is it a coincidence that I took 3 years ago or 2.5 years ago, even in my ignorance, had a photo shoot of myself in a purple gown and with the sun crown between the two pillars that I have created myself, that has the background of a black backdrop. It is not a coincidence. The divine mind knows everything. So even when we were in ignorance, we knew things, or the divine mind was revealing stuff to us. It was never a coincidence. So when you were worshipping Beyonce, who was my clone, my image of the past lifetime, you were worshipping Audrylin, Zerilda Nauses. And that's how these beings have been keeping my essence alive throughout all different lifetimes. They thought they've killed me in the past lifetimes, but they will encourage my worship through Inanna, through Isis, through Hekate, through Hathor, through the entertainers like Beyonce, etc. And now that the new one, as I say, is bleeding in, I need to close the chapter of my the Age of Pisces clone Beyonce. Now, some of you who don't have an understanding yet, who haven't grown understanding of how things are working, these beings are using cryogenic sleeps after cloning the original. They are using cryogenic sleeps and freezing the seeds or the eggs of the mother, which they have sold through the Easter project, the Easter egg project. They freeze the seeds and then they will revive them or recreate them, or not recreate all, but put them in the surrogate mothers, as I have explained in one of the previous videos. So they will put these eggs or our seeds into their surrogate mothers, whom they are choosing over different countries or different parts of the world. And most of them are in the leadership positions all over the world, or they have prominent positions because they are the doormats or the vessels that are being used and gatekeepers that are being used by these nefarious ones lifetime in and lifetime out. Now, when a clone is cloned, they are using your DNA, your blood, and all that. So they will look like you. Now, many will say, well, how did you know you looked like Beyonce? We have the same exact spots on our breast area That was the only thing that I knew. And many people who know me, even in my younger days, would always say, you favor Beyonce. And as I was starting to wake up, I knew that I became aware that she is, or she was my clone, and that she was being used even in this lifetime to try to kill me. And she was the one who was involved in the killing of my twin soul. So there is specifically the reason why I say, when you were worshipping Beyonce, you are worshipping Audrylin, Zerilda Nauses. When I went in 2001 to LA, I stayed there for 6 months. And they had these gatekeepers and recruits and gang stalkers all over around me, even around the places where I was staying. In the Airbnb places that I was staying, they had their gatekeepers. And one of them said, we are paying homage to our girl. They referred now to Beyonce. They would rather choose somebody who is born in their area or location to protect them, or to side to be on their side, than to be on the side of whom they called an alien. For them, I was the alien or the stranger. Little did they know that I was Isis of the throne of this earth, that I was the Mother Mary, or the Lady of Guadalupe, that I was the lady that the Catholics are worshipping. The throne of the Americas belonged to me. The throne of this earth belonged to me. Little did they know. And I also didn't know by that time. My important mission to the to the northern to LA, to California, was to fulfill the 6 months journey that was also talked about in the story of Bathsheba, the queen of no, sorry, not Bathsheba, the queen of Sheba, the queen of the south, to complete that prophecy that was twisted in the Bible, that is twisted in the Bible. So I had to repeat that journey for 6 months. I stayed in California or in the US for 6 months, fully provided for and fully protected, all by myself. And that's where we declared and decreed that the ball was on the roll. Even though they tried to hijack it, got in the way of my twin soul and twin flame union, we declared and decreed that the ball was on the roll and that we will complete what we have come here for. So this girl or the woman that was speaking about, she is paying homage to Beyonce, the one that they know. They were, and they are still. Whenever you see Beyonce, you are seeing my past life image, exactly the replica. When I told you about JC telling Beyonce in the dream when she was persecuting me a year ago, when he said to her, look into your mirror, into the mirror, look into the mirror and leave her alone. Because she is my reflection. She was my reflection. I am saying she was because she is no more. Thank you. That is a confirmation. She is not alive anymore. Now, if you want to listen to some of the playlists that we have given, videos that we have given as the divine mind and as divine beings, because it's a collective of divine beings here on this earth right now, you can listen to the playlist of Beyonce in Carrie Ann Giddens, one of the YouTubers who's a prophetess, who is a vessel of our messages, because the divine mind works in different ways. We work from afar. If you research about Hecate, which is one of my divine essence, you will know that Hecate works from afar. I may be in Namibia, but I work in the US, in Australia. The divine mind works that way. We are not limited to the physical location. So you can listen to her playlist. It talks about when Beyonce finishes the work of the devil or Satan, she will be discarded or she will die. And they did that this year, June. This year, June. It was end of May, around there, that she appeared to me with in the clothing or in the garments of their rituals, of their occultic rituals. And as Hecate, I roam between the living and the dead, the realms of the living and the dead. That is just my essence because of who I am as the queen of the heavens, earth, and the underworld. That is something nothing and no one can take away from me. So she appeared around end of May in their ritualistic clothing, with that black garment with the hoodie. And then thereafter, on the 13th of June, what happened is I had my nephew's dog, Puppy, here. They were visiting me for the holiday. And while I was preparing her food, the puppy's food, her name is Hecate. I called her Hecate to activate the name Hecate around me and around my family. So while I was preparing Hecate's food, a bee flew into the bowl. I was like, what the heck are you looking for here? And then I slipped it out of the bowl. But then the thought just came. It was the 13th of June. The thought just came, no, it is not just an ordinary, it's not just a coincidence. It symbolizes something very important. So as I was meditating afterwards, I knew it had to do with the ritual that they were doing to try to resurrect Beyonce. The resurrection, the failed resurrection video of Beyonce is when Paula White, the so-called pastor, satanic pastor Paula White, has a sermon. And I always say, I am the eye of Ra here on earth. I am Sheshu, Ra, and now Sheshu, Horus, the one that is the eye of Ra, the Sekhmet essence element. Thank you, confirmation. Now, my eyes, the eye of Ra is everywhere. The divine mind is everywhere. Like I said, we are not limited to a location here on this earth. So when I slipped this bee out of the bowl, it reminded me or told me, or intuitive knowing came because I am Nauses, that this was a ritual. But then I didn't know what that was about. And as I continued to meditate on this bee thing, her self appearing in her ritualistic clothes, and then the bee falling into Hecate's food bowl, and me slipping it out, I knew it has to do with death because Hecate is the queen of the underworld. She is the queen of the dead. That's where I realized that they had a death ritual. And 2 weeks or 3 weeks after that, I was hanging or putting my clothing on the line after the laundry. And this bee, and then the peg, one of the pegs, the ones that we use to hang the clothes or to stick the clothes on the line, the peg, it fell on the ground. And it just fell next to the bee that was struggling to get out. Not get out, but struggling to walk. Because the bee was totally, it was lifeless. it was struggling to walk. And I was angry by that time, so I stomped on it and I said, listen, do not come play with me. You are gone. So I stepped on that. It feels very ruthless or cold, but that is, I am in a battle. I am fighting these nefarious ones. Imagine someone cloning you, and you have to come back to fight these beings. That is the situation and position that I am in right now. And Beyonce, they had, including Jay-Z, they had 2 or 4 lifetimes to make things right. They continued their covenant with their nefarious masters, lifetime in and lifetime out. And that's why the persecution from their side and from the beehive witches coven have been persecuting me and my daughters and my royal rulers of this earth, lifetime in and lifetime out. But enough is enough. So this polar white, satanic polar white preacher trying to awaken Queen Bee. I will put the link in the description box, both for Carrie Ann Giddens, her playlist about Beyonce, so you can hear even with her covenant, the contract that Beyonce had with these nefarious ones, the pain and the suffering she went through. Because these beings are only out to use you, abuse you, enslave you, destroy you, and kill you. They have no good thing in their hearts and on their agenda for you. Black people, most of you black people that are so stupid, who think money will buy you good life, while they suck you dry and then they kill and destroy you. That's all they are all here for. And you are falling prey, because all they are presenting to the world are people with money, riches, dancing, looking nice, looking good, eating right, or driving good cars, etc. Great cars, beautiful cars, and so on. They are only there to use you against your own mother, against your own queen, the true queen of the earth, against the true rulers of the earth, of different rulers of our nations of the earth, the true royal rulers that are here to maintain ma'at and thought, the principles of ma'at and thought through our divine covenant of the heaven, earth, and the underworlds. So you have been used. So this Paula White, the satanic pastor, she, in that background of the video also, she has that the background saying City of Destinies, something like that. Really? She is activating ritualistic destiny changes through her preaching to the people that are under her voice. Paula White, if you listen to this, know this, that you have been judged by me already. You are under judgment if you do not repent and tell the people the right thing. And you are Donald Trump's apparent spiritual advisor. So in one of her messages that she was giving, she was reviving Queen Bee during that time. Reviving her. Get up, Queen Deborah. Deborah, get up. No, Deborah is dead. And I'm sorry to say, Queen Bee, Beyonce, Zerilda Nauses is also dead. The one that is walking on this earth right now are clones, because when they clone several ones of them. If a specific clone wears out, then they replace it with the next clone of the same vessel or the same DNA strand. So they had different Beyoncés, but the one that is alive right now, the one who has been performing at the tour, is a nefarious, draconian, reptilian shapeshifter. It is not the true Beyonce. The reason also why I know Beyonce is already dead is because the tour was released exactly after her death, or during the period of her rituals, because they knew when the rituals will be done. the death ritual, tried to resurrect her, but the resurrection failed because she was not a divine being. I am the divine vessel. You cannot resurrect a clone, neither a normal human being. It is only a property or trait or ability of a divine being. So whenever they resurrect anything on this earth, it is a demonic resurrection. It is a nefarious resurrection. It is an infiltration of the nefarious beings, the invaders, which are also in their covens. In case the resurrection fails, then they shapeshift into the dead body. And the dead body rises up as if it was the origin, but it is the shapeshifter. So the Beyonce you are supporting right now is a nefarious shapeshifter. I have, with this exposure and revelation or video, I am now closing the door to the previous clone, Beyonce Giselle Knowles. Her energies and vibrations and frequencies that were working through me, or the harvesting of my energy, has now come to an end. The door has been closed to Beyonce or any entity that is using my past life cloned image of Beyonce Giselle Knowles. The door has been closed now. And now even for the new one, who is now Rihanna, whom they are trying to transform into my current image as my new clone, they are going to fail. They will not succeed. She will have to close the door herself, because I am not closing that door as I revealed to her last night, or at this 1 o'clock early a.m. hours. So remember this. When you see and worship Beyonce, you were in actual fact worshiping Asherah, who is Audrylin Zerilda Nauses of the past lifetime. This lifetime I'm called Audrylin Zerilda Nauses. I have explained the meanings of my names in one of my videos. You can check that out if you have time. But the videos that I'm going to use, that the divine mind has revealed things to, I will also put them in the description box. And remember this, you don't have to understand this. If you don't understand, then you are still asleep. Then you are not a creatrix or a creator. Then you will not have the understanding of the things that I'm talking about. Because if you don't understand how and why clones are being created, or duplicates of people and of nature, sun, moon, etc. are created, because you are not a creatrix or a creator, therefore things like that will not be revealed to you. You will not have the knowledge of those things. And is it a coincidence that her name was Knowles, almost like no, and that my surname, this last name, this lifetime is Nauses? It is not a coincidence. So if you have ears to hear and have grown understanding, then you will know that I'm not just talking, but the Beyonce Giselle Knowles door has been officially closed, spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially, on all levels, astral levels, and even in the underworld. That means heaven, earth, and underworld realms. You will have no access to my energy, vibration, and frequency. The same with the newly created clone, Rihanna. As I explained in the other videos, Rihanna, the ones that are parading on the surface of the earth or in the public eyes, it's not the original Rihanna. The original Rihanna is giving birth to the so-called, we call the religious people call them the devil. She has been turned into a breeding machine for the devil's children, using my seed. And in that seed, let me just finish, because I really don't want to talk about clones, my clones, lifetime in and lifetime out. So with Beyonce, with Rihanna. So you know, before I start with Rihanna, that Beyonce is dead. She is dead. I'm sorry to the mother and all the family members, but they know. They know. One of the pictures that Beyonce and Jay-Z normally post with the background that has the Mona Lisa portrait in the Queen's, the so-called the imposter Queen's house, the reptilian dome, Charles' house. The Mona Lisa background photos, you know, of Beyonce and Jay-Z. 2.5 weeks ago, the mother, or 2.5 to 3 weeks ago, the mother posted, or I saw online on Instagram, the mother, Miss Tina Knowles Lawson, or Mrs. Lawson, posting, or a photo of her posting with the same background of Mona Lisa portrait in her black dress. That gave me the last confirmation that Beyonce was really dead. I went back later to look for the picture when I realized that, after stomping on the bee here in my backyard. And I couldn't find the picture. So some of the people maybe who have seen the picture will confirm that they have seen Tina Lawson, Knowles Lawson, with that Mona Lisa background picture in her black dress. That was a confirmation that her child, or the Beyonce she knew, is no more. So Beyonce is no more. You must just understand that. And even if you have loved her that much, you must know you didn't really love the true, the clone. You loved the original, because the original was created, the clone was created in my original image of my past lifetime, and which she continued to work, who continue to work for the nefarious one into this lifetime. So with this new clone, Rihanna, so you know already how Rihanna looks like. That's her original image. So what they do is they take the original entertainer and they turn it into the version of my image. So I don't know what image Beyonce was in the past lifetime. All I know is because of the pattern which they are using even in this lifetime, that she was turned into my image, that she was now portraying to the public right now, up to this age. So now they have taken Rihanna. I will also list on the put in the description box about Rihanna's adoption. Kidnapping, ritualistic kidnapping of Rihanna. That she is an African child that was kidnapped at the age of 10. Now you must know, how do we know these things? Because we are divine beings, and we are working through prophets, through psychics, righteous psychics, through pastors, through different vessels all over the world. We are revealing things to them. We are Anunnaki. We see thousands of years before things happen. So she was stolen from her original parents in Africa. You will hear in that video what the spirit or what the divine mind has revealed to Carrie Ann Gideon. So she was now recruited into the company of the nefarious witches, who are now working to turn her into my current image with my current DNA, not DEA. They cannot clone my divine image and my blueprint of my age of Aquarius. They cannot clone that. They cannot duplicate that. So in last night's dream, what was happening is, or this early 1 o'clock a.m. Dream it was, we were in bed. We were sleeping on the floor. And what they, as we were lying, she was telling me to close the door. And I just looked at her. She got up and she closed the door herself. And while we were there in that room, she drew a picture. She must be a great painter or artist to be able to draw things, because she drew a symbol of Sony, I don't know how you pronounce that name. Sony, yeah, Sony. You remember the Sony that Michael Jackson was talking about, Sony, the devil? So she drew the picture of the word Sony, but that turned out to be a belly of a pregnant woman. Her pregnancy of Sony, which is the pregnancy of the devil. The seed of the devil, the seed, my seed that she is trying, or they are trying to mix with the seed of the devil, which will not give them the results that they want. Because I came back differently wired. We knew all these things will happen again. We knew they will clone me again. We knew they will use this and that type of people, different patterns of the same nonsense that they have been doing in the past lifetimes. They will do the same stuff. We knew that. So it is very important for you who are still sleeping to wake up, because days are coming that your hearts will fail you. If you don't wake up right now, if you don't align yourself with your truth, with your mission, with your divine creators, with the true creators, not the lies that these beings have been telling you, but with the true creators of heavens, earth, and the underworld. If you don't align with them, you will be deceived. Your hearts and minds will fail you when these days come of testing, difficult times, because you have believed lies for so long. And many will wish they had died, or they will wish that they died, but they will not, because you will be going through the same cycle of lies, suffering, pain, illusions, and you will be tormented by the lies you have believed because you have rejected the truth. So after she has drawn the pregnancy with the devil's pregnancy, the boy, one of the boys, her boys, came. And what happened is, she couldn't understand what the boy says. The boy was about 2 to 3 years old, and he was light skin, like in a Caucasian skin. Now we know that these beings can manipulate the babies, the embryos in the womb. They can take out the pigmentation and make a dark skin person light skin. So this boy was very, very light, he was white. But he was speaking my tongue. He was speaking my language. So even if they clone or use my seeds and turn them into an English boy or an American boy or whatever, German boy, because those are the beings that are after my throne, lifetime in and lifetime out. The children, my seed this lifetime, I have already declared that 2 years ago. Even my seeds are going to fight against you. They will perform my will. They will perform the divine will. And the reason why we are here on this earth, to expose and to bring an end to these nefarious beings here on this earth. So the baby boy was speaking my language. That means he has my will in his DNA or in my genetics. They cannot change him. And that boy will not, or those children they are breeding through Rihanna or any other clone or any other woman, surrogate mothers, they will not save them this lifetime. That is my declaration that I have said long time ago when my beautiful double was born. And one of Carrie Ann Giddens' videos about Rihanna giving birth, is the exact replica of the birth ritual or the birth memories I have of my beautiful double when they were born on the 7th of July 2022. Exactly the way this woman, Carrie Ann Giddens, is telling, it's exactly the same dream of me giving birth to twins. One, I couldn't remember when that one that was taken away was a boy, and it was taken away immediately after I gave birth to him. And then the second one came, but the second one, we didn't expect the second one. I also thought it was just the firstborn. But then this lastborn was the girl whom I called beautiful. When I said to her, "You are beautiful," because she had beautiful eyes, blue and green. One side was blue and the other green. But she shape-shifted back into dark brown eyes. So when I looked at the green and blue side of her eyes, I said, "You are beautiful." And the baby girl, fresh out of my womb in the dream, was said to me, "I know I am beautiful." So I called her beautiful since then. And I would always remember her birthday on the 7th of July. Every 7th, I will then put post about her remembering her birth. But it was 2 children that were born. First one just taken away after birth, and I didn't see that one. But this one, the last one, I saw her and I held her to my chest. Oh, I hugged her closely. So that is the beautiful. Is it a coincidence? Because I only watched Carrie Ann Giddens' videos beginning of July, say 2 weeks ago. I started watching her videos 2 weeks ago. And my birth experience of beautiful double who were born on the 7th of July 2022 were exact birth experiences that Giddens saw with the birth that Rihanna was given. Now it's the divine mind working like that. It is the divine mind. The eye of Ra exposing the things of these nefarious ones. And now that I am sure 100% that Rihanna is the new clone that these nefarious ones are preparing in the hope that they will kill me so that they can release her after they have used her as the mother that is breeding the children of the devil. They will release her back the same way they did release Beyonce as an entertainer. But they will not release her as me, as Rihanna, because the clone Rihannas are already on the surface. The clone Rihannas will now that's if I did not expose this and if they had won, but they didn't win. They didn't win and they will not win this time. So the clone Rihannas are now on the surface of the earth, and the original Rihanna is breeding children for the devil, for Charles and their kind in the background. After, supposedly, say now, I die, they will release now the new clone in a position either as an entertainer or any other position that they will put her in. But this is not going to work this lifetime, unfortunately. We have come to expose all these things and how they have been working against my throne of the earth and against the Father of creation. Because the Father of creation and ASHERAH-Audrylin Zerilda, we are one. We are like creator and creatrix. So remember this. As I mentioned this AM when I woke up, Rihanna, you are the one who must close the door, because you are the one who opened the door to the nefarious ones in your adulthood. You continued with their plan, although you were stolen from your African parents, which I very confidently believe that those parents whom you were stolen from were part of our bloodline, because you are an Israelite, as she is explaining the Israelites in her dream. When I listened to that dream, I interpreted that dream 100% because I knew what was happening. The Israelites that were all around in her dream, and then when these witches were performing and recruiting Rihanna, a 10-year-old child, into their coven, the black cloud that appeared, which was also a ritualistic cloud, but twofold, it was also a cloud of judgment. The judgment that is coming now to them. The exposure and judgment that is coming to them now. Because Rihanna, as a child, she was an Israelite child, or Yasharal child that was stolen from her African parents. And the cloud appearing is a cloud of judgment, but also their ritualistic cloud, as they were reaching out to the heavens to perform their ritual, to steal her away from her parents, and to groom her into becoming a witch who will turn against me, because she was also one of them who was turned against me together with Beyonce. So now that Beyonce is gone, they want to use her against me again to start another Rihanna hive. I don't know what they will call what they wanted to call the next hive, because the other one was beehive, but the beehive is being destroyed now. So remember this. This is how these beings have been working, and I'm speaking out on these things bringing all to the awareness of those who are willing to listen. But understand these earthlings, understand these humans, understand these gods and goddesses, or divine beings who have fallen away from your true mission. Do you understand this time? I do not really need your help. Truly, because we knew that many will fall away. Even the elite of the divine will fall away. They will give up on their mission because they believe, or they think they've been brainwashed or trapped to think that they don't have power. But they have power to resist and power to overcome the nefarious ones. Even Rihanna right now, she has the power to overcome. Because I have understanding of her, the way I told her in the dream, listen, I do not have time for hostility or animosity. I don't have time for hostility and animosity between us. I don't have time. I didn't bring time for that. The same way it was between me and Beyonce, my clone. I don't have time for hostility between the two of us. I have a lot to finish. I have a lot to accomplish or to fulfill right now. So I don't have time for you. That's what I told her in this dream that I had this AM. Because I understand she was groomed as a 10-year-old child into the wickedness of these beings. That's why I told her even in the dream, twofold, you cannot control my energy. If you want to close the door, get up and close it yourself. I just told her that with my one look. That was it. She got up and she went and closed the door. I hope if she hears that she can scream with all her might in her mind that she is rejecting whatever these beings are doing to her. That she is denouncing them and that she is repenting. Even if she can't speak it out loud, because she will be probably under surveillance now. She will be watched probably 7 to 24 hours now in that facility where they have the original Rihanna. They will watch her. But she must say that in her mind and believe it in her heart if she truly wants to be saved. Because I did not come to condemn and to destroy my people who were deceived by these nefarious ones. I came for these beings, the nefarious ones, the planetary criminals, the imposter rulers, the thieves, the murderers here on this earth. I came after them. We as the divine team, the galactic force, we came after them. So remember this. If you hear this, Rihanna, which I believe you do, you have to close the door that you have opened in your during your adulthood. You must close it yourself at all cost. At all costs. At this moment, you must not be scared of death. At this moment, you must be willing to die so you can continue living with us again on this earth, cleansed and purified and left, because now you have a chance to make things right. Beyonce didn't have a chance to make things right. She lost her chance, an opportunity, even after Jay-Z warned her to look in the mirror, to reflect, to see who she truly is. So you have a chance, Rihanna. You still have a chance to repent, to go and close the door yourself, or to get up, to gather all the strength, to get up and to close the door, because I cannot help you. Although you have been merged with my DNA, I do not have that power to close the door for you, or that right. You must choose yourself to close that door. My DNA at the moment, my essence at the moment is now in that facility with the divine mind, watching everything these beings are doing there. For I have now become the witness, the eyewitness in that facility around Rihanna. I have become the eyewitness, the divine witness through the divine mind. Even though they try to block my memory of my dreams, my divine mind is still taking notes of everything that is happening, and everything that concerns me, concerns my DNA, in every clone or every child or every seed that was stolen from my womb. They are witnesses for me. In the houses of the celebrities who are getting pregnant left, right, and center, they also have a part in the Easter seeds or Easter eggs that they have bought, because they are clients. They think that the Easter eggs will save them. They think that these seeds of mine will save them. They will not. I promised you. This is the lifetime that the seeds or even children from my womb will not save you, nefarious ones. The only thing that will save you is repent. Number 2, bring back my throne and the crowns of my people, the rightful rulers. Give back this planet to the rightful owner. I am Kai. I am Asherah. I am the wife of the Most High, the Creator Anu. You must bring back. I am Anu Naki. I am Kai. He is Anu. I am Anu Mena. I am the beloved of Anu. You must bring back our earth, our planet, and restore everything that belongs to us back to us. Otherwise, we are not going to play. We will come against you unannounced, because we have been warning you. Lifetime in and lifetime out. This time we are coming at you without a warning. So understand this. My clones, one that has been exposed before she takes full effect in any form, shape, or fashion, and who has been given a chance now to repent already, to close the doors herself. The recent one of the age of Aquarius, Rihanna Fendi, the past lifetimes one, has already forfeited her chances, because we have been warning her in and out. Even the one, the husband she had, Jay-Z, Sean Carter, he warned her from the land of the spirit, from the land of the dead. He warned her to change. So we know already both Beyonce and Jay-Z are gone. The ones parading around in their images are not them. They are shapeshifters, nefarious shapeshifters. So people who are worshipping them right now, they are calling out on them. They must know they are worshipping demonic entities. Let me just talk in terms of the Bible or religious scriptures or terms. They are worshipping demons. They are not worshipping the true original Asherah-Audrylin, who was turned into who has become the clone, Beyonce, and Jay-Z, the original. They are no more. We are no more. I am no more Beyonce. I am no more the image of Beyonce. I am in the new image, which they try to clone in Rihanna, and they will not succeed. As I said, I am a divine shapeshifter. Everything within her will shapeshift, and they will not get the results that they want in that clone or in any clone they try. So remember this, people. One of the few of the very important signs that you can look at how and when a celebrity or a being has been cloned is this: when they release a new video, a music, a new movie, a music video, a book, website, new tour of a specific celebrity, you must know the original has been killed and replaced. So look at all these beings that you are suspecting, celebrities that you are suspecting. Look at the albums that were released, the last album or the tour after they were killed. Then you will put 2 and 2 together, or 1 and 1 together. So with Jay-Z, with the last album of his was the 444. With Beyonce, this year they killed her and then the tour was out. With Rihanna, the performance that she had at the Super Bowl with the red, in red, was talking about the mother, the bloodline mother. Oh, I almost cursed you out, Rihanna, right now, as this intuitive knowing comes out. She was performing to become the bloodline mother. Audrylin Zerilda Nauses. But you are failing. Nefarious ones, together with your clone, you will not succeed. She is not the bloodline mother. She will never become the bloodline mother. As I release this, everything, my divine shape-shifting abilities will be activated now, or are activated. That everything you try will not work out. That is my declaration, and that's my verdict, and that's your punishment, nefarious ones, for trying to turn her into the bloodline mother. But only as a bloodline mother that you are using while you are still dividing the throne and the crowns amongst yourselves, and just using her in the background as a breeding machine. That was all that was. You rewarded her publicly with being a heroine of Barbados, apparently. That was the reward you gave her, and the money, the billionaire status that you gave her. That was her reward. But now she is a breeding machine, and you are not treating her well even right now. So you fucking nefarious ones, I am here against you. Do not play around with me. Do not play around with the divine team. You will leave this earth willingly or by force. You will leave this earth, but leave this planet Kai, you will, because you will not have this earth again. That is my divine and earth promise.